Hi everyone, I am Jay Ananda Krishna from grade 12. Currently, we are not so sure about vaccine for COVID-19, but vaccine for pulling out from miserable school and college life. Finally, Union Cabinet has launched a new National Education Policy 2020. After 34 long years, nation and its ministry took a great step towards education. The first education policy was launched on 1968 during Indira Gandhi's period. The second education policy was launched on 1986 during Rajiv Gandhi's period. And that policy was mainly focused on access and equity of the education. And the third education policy was launched on July 29, Wednesday 2020. And this policy is mainly focused on to design a vision and framework for school education and higher education and to focus on quality education. Yes, this policy is to transform the education to quality education. And this policy has both positive sides and negative sides, but now we shall analyze the key proposals and the major changes in the NEP. Major changes of NEP 2020. Previously, we have 10 plus 2 years of schooling structure, but now it has been restructured to 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 years of schooling format. This first 5 years will be your foundational schooling, and the second 3 years will be your primary schooling, and followed by another 3 years will be your middle schooling, and after that last 4 years will be your secondary schooling. And the NEP is mainly focused on the foundational schooling, that is the children from age 3 to 8 years will learn the formal education, which is not happened in the before policies. Why they learning the formal education? Because for the early education and care for the children. Second one, we have three language formula. That is, the NEP recommends that all students will learn three language in their schooling. Under the formula of 2 of 3 language should be native to India. That is, the students will learn 2 additional languages including their mother tongue. Third one, we students are very eager to know the changes in board exams. Yes, we have. Board exams will be low stakes and it tests actual knowledge instead of rote learning. And the exams are made easier to test the core strength of the students. And the exams are continue for 10th and 12th students, but there will be more number of objective type questions and redesigned with holistic development as the aim. Finally, let's see how they execute this. Fourth one, MPhil courses are not compulsory for pursuing research. Yes, you can literally take part in a research while doing a job or any other thing. Students want to learn coding from class 6. Well, sooner or later automation will rule. Why not prepare early, right? Sixth one, there will be no rigid separation between arts and science, that is hard science and soft science. This means a student can pursue fashion studies with chemistry if they want to. Seventh one, the UG courses are available for 3 to 4 years duration and it has multiple exit and entry option. What is this multiple exit and entry option? For example, if a student wants to leave a degree or course at a particular point, they can return and start the same course where they left, and it is not restricted to start the course from the first year. Eighth one, the higher education institute will have an option of offering 1 year of master degree and under NEP 2020. Previously it took 2 years to complete your master degree, but now it still exists, but 1 year to complete your master degree, and the second year is mainly focused on your research. This research will add a lot of benefits to your holistic education. And some major changes in NEP are all courses will be available in regional languages, and vocational education is to start from class 6 with internship to gain knowledge, and there will be tracking of students' progress for the learning outcome and the academic development of a student. Overall, it is still unclear how they will execute this, but the teacher have the greater responsibility in giving enough clarity, and they should be well educated to handle this change. And so these are some major key proposals of the NEP 2020. And the ministry feels that increasing the funding of education of 6% will be sufficient to cover the financial implications of the NEP 2020. And currently India spends 3% of the total GDP for the educational fundings as per the survey. Only time will know how the policy will run out, but the fact remains same that India desperately needs a policy change in educational domain. and it came after 34 years. Hopefully, it will be the beginning of much needed transformation. Thank you.